What's going on, everybody? I'm Michael.
I'm Madison.
And welcome to the TBD SportsCast NFL podcast. It's
Let's
the
go.
start of season two. And we're doing some pretty cool things with TBD SportsCast. Madison is new to the team.
Yes,
He's
sir.
gonna be helping me do the NFL stuff on the podcast, and it's a good time to start because we got the playoffs this weekend. We got Saturday and Sunday. We got some good games.
We got a good slate of games, man. I'm fired up to be here. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's get into it.
Sweet. So, Madison, why don't you just give us a little background on your football fandom? I know you're a Colts fan, so go ahead and
Die hard, man. Die hard Colts fan. And let's throw this in there. I'm a 2020 fantasy football champion, baby. So I know knowledge. Russo knows. He's in the league. He knows all about it.
I know.
So
he beat me.
And we got to – yeah, I did. Very, very handily. But no, I mean, let's not get too far into that. So we got a big matchup Saturday at 1 o'clock against the number 2 seed, Buffalo Bills, man. Huge matchup. Josh Allen's playing lights out right now. He's arguably the third best quarterback in the whole entire NFL behind Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. So, and it's in Buffalo. It's supposed to snow Saturday, Russo.
It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a great game, I think. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one for me to call because I think it can go either way. But I think that I'm not going to make any picks yet. I'm going to wait until we're done talking all the games to make a pick.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
But Bills are. I think the Bills are kind of a surprise. I think when it comes to what they've done this year. I mean, we all knew that they were good.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year Josh Allen showed that he's a solid quarterback.
Correct.
And I think, getting Diggs definitely helped a lot.
Yes, dude. That was a big pickup, man. That GM should be in the conversation of executive of the year because they're in Houston last year in the playoffs and they're up, 16-0, 13-0 in Houston. And then they blow the lead late in the second half and Houston advances to the AFC divisional round to play the Kansas City Chiefs. But, that offseason move to get Stephon Diggs in the offseason was pivotal to their success this year. Absolutely pivotal. And that played huge dividends. Obviously, Stephon Diggs had the year he had with 1,500 receiving yards, most in the league. And, he just tore it up. And Josh Allen being more mature as a young quarterback, now regressing through his years in the NFL, he's definitely looking more mature and more like the quarterback the Buffalo Bills thought he was going to be when they drafted him. So
100%.
Big game.
100%. And other big thing about the Bills is that offensive coordinator, you got Brian Daboll, who I think he's going to earn some head coaching interviews. I know that the Falcons are going to try to interview him. I hope they. He's one of my picks as far as who I would like for us to hire in the offseason, but I
like
can't
the
make any of
Chiefs
those decisions.
Chiefs offensive coordinator, man, that would be a good hire for you guys.
Yeah, he interviewed I think yesterday. Monday. He interviewed on Monday. I hope that goes through, but I don't know, man.
That's the thing with the Falcons, Russo. Falcons, they have a lot of talent, Russo. They do, but they can't put it together late in games. It's not the players. It is. It's the coaching, and that's where it starts. Well, that's where it starts.
Yeah. And
for sure.
We'll see what happens in the future. But we're getting off topic for a minute here. Let's go back to this Bills-Colts game. So on the Colts side of the ball, what do the Colts need to do to win this game?
Run the ball. Run the damn ball. There's a lot of people from Indianapolis know the saying. It's run the damn ball, right? A lot of people don't know that being from South Carolina or all over parts of the world. But when you're in Indianapolis, there's a saying, you run the damn ball behind that offensive line with Quentin Nelson, Big Q, as I like to call him, Pancake City. That's right. And then right next to him, you got Ryan Kelly, another Pro Bowler. So you got 2 Pro Bowlers in the interior of the offensive line, and you need to run behind them 2 tanks in order to win the football game because you got to control tempo. You got to control the time of possession against Buffalo, especially being on the road against a great team. So the key to the game is to run the football and show up on defense.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because that offense is stupid powerful. I think that the Bills got a better offense than you guys do. I think you guys are a better running team. But when it comes to that play action and the passing and all that stuff they do, I mean, Oh,
Yeah.
I only can dream about having an offense like that. I mean, we used to have the offense like that, but
Right. It's funny you say that because they're actually second or third in the league in play action attempts. So they lead the league in play action. So, they're very dangerous. They establish that run game early and then they use it to their advantage in the passing game. So, our linebacker play is going to be pivotal. Darius Leonard, Bobby Okereke, and Anthony Walker better come to play. If not, that's all she wrote and the season's over. But hopefully we can change the script.
hopefully.
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
What's the next game we got? What's that?
We got the Rams and the Seahawks.
Arguably
4:00 game.
Arguably the most less cared about game, I think, out of the three on Saturday. Because honestly, I think the Bills Colts game and the Bucks football team game.
Yeah, I agree.
The Rams Seahawks game, I really don't care what happens in that game, to be honest with you. But I think that the Seahawks will come out on top of that one. I think the Seahawks will. You got Russell Wilson, who is a seasoned veteran when it comes to the playoffs.
Yes.
They've definitely been a little inconsistent in times during the season.
Yeah, they started off hot, man, and then the last couple of weeks, their passing attack has really been, mediocre to say the least. And the thing to watch out with the Rams is, Russo, is that Jared Goff had thumb surgery, right? And he might not be ready to go. Yeah, he might not be able to play. Yeah, man. So, I think everything's pointing in the right direction for Seattle Seahawks, but that's the beauty about January football is that we just never know until you play the game.
You never know.
I will say this: Sean McVay and them boys are going to be ready to play. Aaron Donald, they're going to be ready to feast, man.
Sure.
Yeah, but you can't count out Russell Wilson in Seattle either. So that's going to be a key game.
It's going to be a matter of what defense shows up when it comes to the Seahawks because they kind of they flipped. They did this little flip. They were like in the beginning of the season, the offense was like stupid good, but the defense was really bad.
Yeah.
And then they flipped mid-season, and it was the offense kind of got bad, the defense kind of got good. Mm-hmm. I think that's where the concern will lie of which team is going to show up with which defense.
Right.
But I mean, the Rams not having Jared Goff is a big blow, but I think everybody else is healthy. I think everyone else is going to play.
Yeah,
so
and
I think
I'm watching. Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I mean, Jamal Adams on the Seattle side, I mean, he's going to have to come and play because he's been off a couple last few weeks, and that was a key offseason grab for them as well, was Jamal Adams, and that kind of put them over the top with Bobby Wagner and them boys. But you know how I feel about Bobby Wagner. I think he's a little overrated, but that's just me. My boy Darius Leonard from Indy, dude, he's the real deal. He's the real deal.
Yeah. But I mean, I think everybody in Seattle is kind of overrated to a certain extent, but
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, man. I do. Yeah. But it'll be a key game that Jared Goff's not going to be there, so we'll see.
We'll have to see. And I think that the Rams just really gotta run that ball too. They gotta run that ball.
Yeah, that's true.
Depending on who's the quarterback. If Jared Goff is there and he can play, he can throw the ball. But
right,
Seattle, they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to do something with when they throw that ball. I don't think they have a good running game. I think they're kind of inconsistent when it comes to that side of the offense.
Right. So, I agree with that. I agree. We got that nightcap, man. We got football team versus the Buccaneers.
Yeah. So honestly, that game, that's the game out of the whole weekend that I'm excited for because just imagine the memes if the football team beats the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I will say
honestly, I think that out of any NFC East team that could have went to the playoffs, and because the NFC East is a joke, the fact that any of them could be in the playoffs was crazy. But I think out of all the NFC East teams, maybe Philly, they got eliminated a while ago. But out of all those teams, the football team is the team that could probably knock them out if they just play good football.
Right.
The Bucs are definitely beatable.
They are, but the Bucs are playing good football right now, man. They really are. They're scoring 40+ points like it's nothing, and the thing to watch for the matchup I like from the football team and Buccaneers is the trenches, right? You got a great defensive line of Chase Young and Montez Sweat with the football team.
Chase Young is hungry.
Dude, he's ready to eat. He called out Tom Brady after that game. Called him out. Yeah, man. And Bruce Arians was like, "You better watch what you wish for because Tom Brady's a GOAT."
My thing is with that, Bruce Arians just talking a lot of trash about what he was talking. Well, he wasn't talking trash, but he was saying some stuff that was like, "Listen, the football team beats y'all." All the memes. Oh, I came up with the memes.
Dude, it will be wild.
You got Chase Young is hungry, man. He called out Tom Brady, and rightfully so. Hell yeah, I like to see that. See that.
I do, but I will say this. I think Brady and the Bucs are a little too much for him. I do. I think it's a little too much. I think they win. I think they win fairly easy, to tell you the truth, Russo. I really do believe that. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it would just be they control the game from start to finish, and it's a double-digit victory.
Yeah.
But
hopefully Alex Smith can do some magic. Dude, I mean, what a win! That'd be such a crazy win. Besides just like the fact that the football team beat the Bucs, but like Alex Smith, dude, comeback player of the year.
That's definitely the comeback player of the story. I mean, he's 5-1 as a starter, and even Bruce Arians hit on it today. He said, "We're not playing a 7-9 team. We're playing a 5-1 team because we're not playing Dwayne Haskins. We're playing Alex Smith." And they're a 5-1 team when he's a quarterback. And that's the bottom line. Alex Smith is a comeback player of the year. He's going to win that award. Hell, they should change the award after his name, after what he's been through. It's very incredible. It's fantastic to watch. And as a football fan, you want to see him succeed. So that's a good storyline going into the matchup for sure.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching that game. That game is my game of the weekend, honestly. I mean, the Bills-Colts game was probably really good too, but that game has potential to be a really good one, and I really hope they can deliver a good game that we all deserve. Because I
agree.
Mostly everybody in the damn football world is anti-Brady person.
Yeah, and I don't understand that, man. You got to respect greatness. Brady, literally. Yeah. Because everyone says, it's Bill Belichick. He's a systematic quarterback, all that nonsense. Well, guess what? In year one, he goes to Tampa Bay. He's 11-5. He goes to the playoffs, number 5 seed. What did the Patriots do in the first year he's gone? You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle. Missed the playoffs.
It's nice. It is nice to see that. But at the same time, I am going to say this. Whoever's listening that might have an opinion, I'm sorry. But if the Bucs go to the Super Bowl and they win these games, I'm going to watch these games. I'm going to watch every single game, and I'm going to make sure – I'm not going to make sure. I'm going to watch for these, for some bad reps because reps are bad. But
yeah, they're terrible.
If the Bucs go through the playoffs easily, if it's hard fought and they come out, okay, it is what it is. But if there's some questionable things that help them get to that Super Bowl in Tampa, that's what I'm going to be like. You know what? NFL might be rigged. It might be rigged.
It might be rigged. Yeah.
Because listen, there's no. I understand. Okay, they can win 11 games. Their schedule wasn't the hardest schedule, and they have. I'm not saying that they have the best people on that offense, but they have good players. They got some good players, and Bruce Arians and Bruce Arians. I'm not discrediting him. I think he's good. Mm-hmm. But if that road to the Super Bowl is easy, it might be rigged. It might just be rigged.
I agree, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees are probably gonna have something to say about that, in the NFC. So definitely,
Drew Brees. No,
I know as a Falcon fan that hates you.
It's not even that. Man. It's not even Falcon fan part of me. It's like, bro, Drew Brees is done. He's done.
Oh, everyone says that, but dude, he's a second seed in the NFC, man. They just 12-4.
Yeah, but they gotta play the Bears.
Yeah,
I guess we can shift over to Sunday's games now.
Yeah, so the first matchup is the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans. Yeah. Every bit of me is going to be cheering. Yes, rematch. That's going to be a hell of a game. And, King Henry's that dude. Mr. 2,000 yards rushing, man.
100% that dude.
Gosh, dude. He did it. He did it without a Pro Bowl offensive lineman. First time in NFL history that someone's ran 2,000 yards without a Pro Bowl in front of him.
It's insane.
It's incredible.
That is good stuff. I mean, I remember last year, Baltimore Ravens were hot in the playoffs. And that was the first game was to play Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Tennessee went in there and smacked them unexpectedly.
Smacked them. Absolutely.
Nobody saw that coming at all.
Nobody.
Not a single person expected that to happen. And Derrick Henry was a big part of that because I think Derrick Henry was getting super hot late in the year into the playoffs, and like that was crazy to see.
Yeah.
And I think this weekend, I think it's going to be closer than it was last year. I think it's going to be I think Tennessee is still going to come out and win. I think they're going to come out and put up a fight. And I think Baltimore's going to, go with them. They'll follow them. They'll keep up with them. But I think Derrick Henry's going to do some Derrick Henry thing at the end and make it Tennessee win.
Yeah, I think Tennessee takes this one as well. I think Calais Campbell and the Baltimore defense is a little bit overrated. I know that because Calais Campbell went to the Pro Bowl and stumped my boy DeForest Buckner, and I got numbers that don't lie. But I also have the Ravens defense in fantasy football, and they're mediocre to say the least. Don't get me wrong; I think they're a great unit, but I think Derrick Henry and the Titans' ability to run the football is eventually going to be too much for the Ravens to handle, and. Just like the Buffalo Bills, the Titans like to implement that play action pass. They get the run game going, and they start the play action. And then Ryan Tannehill will dice you up. Ryan Tannehill is very underrated, and he will dice you up. And I think Titans take that one pretty handily as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Titans win. I think Lamar Jackson will put up good numbers because Lamar's actually been really, really good the last little bit of the year.
Lamarvelous. Lamarvelous,
boy.
Yeah, Ravens are getting hot. That's for sure. They're getting hot at the right time. They really are. But like I said, in January football, you got to have the ability to run the football. And if you don't have that ability to run the football, you will not go places. And I think, the Ravens with Mark Ingram being banged up, J.K. Dobbins is playing lights out, and Gus Edwards is also a good third option to have. I really think Derrick Henry is just too much for them to handle late in the fourth quarter, when time starts to wind down and the Ravens get tired and fatigued. You're not going to be able to wrap up that big boy. You're just not going to do it.
I had a Titans have a better defense too. The Titans got a better defense overall. They got good pass rush. They got good cornerbacks. You got what's his name? Malcolm Butler still out there.
Yep, Malcolm Butler is that guy.
Pretty sure. Wait, no, Logan Round to the Giants. Okay, no. Yeah, they got Malcolm Butler. They got a bunch of other guys that are good too. So overall, they're a better defense.
They are, and I just think they're a better team. I think Mike Vrabel, their head coach, and they play with his identity. Yeah, he's a tense. He's a defensive guy. They run the football. He's everything he's preached, and I think it's going to be a little too much for Hardball and the Ravens. But I do think it'll be a hard-fought game. I do, but
it'll be a good game.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go to that afternoon game. I know you've been wanting to talk about it as a Falcons fans. Your beloved New Orleans Saints versus the Bears.
Hate them.
What you got on that, man?
Hate them, man. Listen, I am not obviously, if you know me, I'm a Falcons fan, so Saints not too fond of. But I'm a little upset that the Bears had to be the ones to knock them out of the playoffs because I was really hoping for the Vikings again. That would have been hilarious, but I don't think the Bears are gonna win, man. I think Mitch Trubisky's gonna play like garbage.
That's a good call.
It's gonna be too much for him. I think. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope dude pulls it out. I think the Bears defense is really good. I think the Bears defense can definitely contain the Saints offense. But overall, I think the Saints are still going to win. As much as it pains me to say that, I mean, the Saints, Sean Payton may be, how do I say this nicely? He's a good coach. I mean, he's a good coach. He's definitely a good offensive coach. He's got good offense, but dude is he's not on my nice list. And
right. Well, the thing with Chicago is that, first of all, whoever's a Bears fan listening, congratulations to you guys making the playoffs because, I mean, coming in, dude, there was a lot of dysfunction at the quarterback position of people going to go get Cam or if Nick Foles is going to start or if Trubisky's going to be the starter. And, they started out hot. They started 5-0, 4-0, and then the Colts got their first loss, 5-1. Let's go! Shout out Indianapolis, and then but the Bears they
almost lost to Atlanta too in week 3.
Yeah. They won a lot of close games, man, and shout out to the Bears making it to the playoffs is no small feat whatsoever.
I mean, hey, you gotta as long as you make it there, because now. It's the real season. This is the real season. This is where it really counts. All that regular season stuff, I say this every year to people that want to talk trash. It's like, listen,
right.
you win the playoffs, that's where it matters.
It is, but
the playoffs.
I think the Saints are too much for them. I do. I think New Orleans, their defense is very underrated, dude. That defense can play because, Sean Payton and Drew Brees, they get a lot of love on the offensive end with Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders. I can go on and on and on. They got weapons for days. But Cameron Jordan and them boys on defense, they know what they're doing. They can play. Lattimore, your boy, the corner. Yes, he's a beast. So the Bears, like I said,
a lot of hold.
But David Montgomery, he can run the rock. Matt Nagy's a very good coach, and they got a good thing going on in Chicago, brewing for the next couple of years. But they got
good.
Yeah, man. But they got kind of shafted, if you want to say, with their first round matchup with New Orleans, because that is no small task whatsoever.
But I mean, hey, at least you're not playing them in New Orleans. At least you're playing them at home. I think they're playing at home, right? Are they playing at home? I don't know for sure.
No, they're playing in New Orleans.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was gonna say, as long as if you're playing outside, that does make a difference in chances of winning. But I mean, I guess you're playing inside, and there's no home field advantage throughout these playoffs because no one's in the stands really. Well, I guess some of these games are gonna have fans in the stands, but
But I mean, unless the Bears have a Minneapolis miracle like Stephon Diggs did against New Orleans, they're not pulling out that upset. I just don't see it. I
think it'll be a Saints win, unfortunately, and I think it won't be close. There'll be some things that happen, and I hope they just pull the upset up. But
I agree. Well, let's go to the nightcap of this day, Sunday night, man. That's going to be a good one because it's their third matchup this season. It's a rivalry game. It's in January. Yes, they just played them.
We got Browns and Steelers.
Yeah,
and they literally just played them.
They did. Then Browns squeezed out a 2-point victory without Big Ben and those Cats over there in Pittsburgh, but. Props to the Cleveland Browns. Everyone said Baker Mayfield wasn't this or that, and he wasn't going to be the one to lead them to a playoff berth, and he did. Him and Stefanski, the head coach. It's a good duo they got with Baker and Stefanski. They're doing good things. You got to remember Odell went down earlier this year too, so they lost their star wide receiver, and they didn't have Nick Chubb for about 6 to 8 weeks there as well. So they did it without arguably their two best playmakers, and props to them, but. This one's a sneaky good game, Russo. This one really is.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be really good,
yeah.
Especially if, they just announced that the COVID thing happened with the Browns, the head coach and all that. So that's going to be one situation to monitor throughout the next few days because that could be a really bad thing for Cleveland if your head coach can't coach, in the playoffs.
That's true.
That's a big deal.
He's the reason you're there, and
exactly.
if he can't be there, that's not good. And let's shout out TJ Watt for a second. A league leading 15 sacks, man. That guy's unbelievable. He's balling.
Dude, he's balling.
And you got Mika Fitzpatrick in that secondary, so it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, the Steelers, had a rocky road to get here. They went 11-0. They lost I think 3 to 4 out of their last 5.
Yeah, they lost 3.
3 and it'll be hilarious if they end up losing this game.
I'm actually cheering for Cleveland on this one. I am.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I'm going Cleveland all the way. They've since 2002, the last playoff game was, I think.
It's been a while, man. Cleveland, this is for you.
Hell yeah,
LeBron James. So I want to see Big Ben and Mike Tomlin. I want to see what they're doing because, their Steelers are known for their dink and dunks, right? And in the playoffs, you can't do that, because you're going to play good defenses. You're going to play – the Browns are going to come in with a good game plan, right? They know the team. This is their third matchup. They're going to take what you like to do away, and that's the bottom line. So you got to find other ways to be creative in the run game or be creative in the pass game in order to prevent, in my opinion, a blowout because Cleveland has every – aspect on their team that would be really good. And they got corners, they got the run game, they got a pass game, they got a defensive line with Myles Garrett. I mean, they can shut you down if they want to. And if the Steelers get too stagnant on offense, I feel like the Browns will control that game.
Yeah, because when watching Pittsburgh games, the few that I watched, it's the dink and dunk game.
Mm-hmm.
It's either that or they go with I'm just going to throw this bitch deep and hope that,
Yes.
Claypool's down there, or Johnson's down there,
or Juju,
Yeah, Corvette. Shut up.
Corvette. But I mean,
Stupid.
that's the thing, man. The Steelers, like, that's why
I
Mike
don't
Tomlin
know,
gets paid the big bucks, though.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin,
yeah.
he's a hell of a football coach. You know, he's a winning coach. He knows how to put a winning team out there, winning product. He knows what to do, and I feel like they'll come in well prepared and they'll have a good scheme as well. So I think it'll be a good matchup. I really do. I think that would be one of the closest games of the wild card weekend is the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I think it would be very good. I think it's going to be entertaining, and hopefully the Browns get a win because that would be dope. That would be really dope to see them go to the championship or the divisional, and I would love to see Cleveland make a run. I don't think they're going to make it, but they could definitely get a win this first weekend. That would be sick.
Yep, I agree. So let's go through our picks on who we got through these games.
All right, so I'm going to
start with Indy and Buffalo.
Tough call, but I'm going to go with Bills.
Hey, I feel you. Yeah, you and everyone in the world's going for the Buffalo Bills, or not going, but think they're going to win very handily.
I mean, I don't think it'll be a blowout or anything. I think it'll be a close game. I just think that I think Josh Allen. I'm looking at like who has who, right? Like I'm going to like who's the better quarterback, who has the better receivers. I'm not saying I think you guys have the better coach as far as what the head coach goes. I think.
Right. No, I agree with you though, Russo. I think Buffalo wins the game. As a Colts fan,
they have the advantage. I think they have they have a better advantage. But I mean, it doesn't mean that you guys can't win. I mean, I think you guys, if you guys can scheme up some good runs, I think the runs will, that Buffalo still. I think they're going to win.
Buffalo's solid. They're definitely the hottest team in the NFL right now, and they're playing good football. They're the number 2 seed for a reason. We're going to Buffalo, where it's projected to snow and be 10 degrees, and we're inside dome team, right? And I think it'll be a hard fought matchup. I don't think we're getting blown out. I think it's going to be along the lines of like a 28-23 type of score, and I think Buffalo takes it. But hey, that doesn't mean I'm not going to tune in. Yeah. Hey. No. I'm not giving up like that. I think Buffalo wins it, but my heart says Colts are going to pull it out. So we'll see.
Gotcha.
We'll see.
Right. So for who's the next one?
Rams and Seattle.
Okay. So who do you think is winning Rams and Seattle?
I got the Seattle Seahawks. I think, Jared Goff with the thumb injury, I think if he plays or doesn't play, I think it's going to be an issue. I think if he plays, it's going to be someone on a snap count. They're not going to be as aggressive than they normally would if he was healthy. And obviously, if he doesn't play, that's a big loss. Losing your starting quarterback, in the playoffs, the biggest game of the year. And I think, Seattle and them boys, they just have too much experience. They're a championship organization. Russell Wilson has rings. Pete Carroll has rings. I think Tyler Lockett's that guy. DK Metcalf is that guy. And, on the defensive end, you got Jamal Adams, who's just a certified killer. Dude, that guy is everywhere on the field. And, Bobby Wagner is also pretty good. And that D-line is no slouch as well. So I think Seattle's going to be too much for them to handle. I think Seattle takes this one 27, Rams 20.
Okay. All right. Football team and Bucks. Who do you think?
Ooh, football team and Bucks. I'm going Bucks, and I think Chase. I know. I think Chase Young gets a few sacks. I think he has a 2-sack game, and he has a great game in his first playoff as a rookie. And but I think Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, AB, Chris Godwin, if Mike Evans plays, Gronk, those boys are too much.
Mike Evans plays. That's a big deal right there. If he doesn't play, I mean, I'm not saying it'll make a huge difference if he doesn't play because there's still got a lot of other people behind him. But
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Bucks too, unfortunately. But I'm going to be rooting for them for football. I think the Bucks are going to win. I think the Bucks will win by at least 2 touchdowns. We'll give them 2 touchdowns.
I like that call. I think that's a good call, Russo.
We'll give him 2 touchdowns, but I think Chase Young will get his sack on Tom Brady.
I do too. I think he'll get 1 or 2, but I think Brady and the Bucs are just going to be a little too much to handle. I think they win this game by double digits. They control the clock, they control the game, and they win by a 17-point victory.
Cool. All right, Titans and Ravens. Who do you think?
Ooh, it's a very close battle, but I think me and you are in agreement here. I think we both got Tennessee Titans, and it's solely because of King Henry. That guy is a grown man. He will run you over, get out of the way, because you will be on a highlight reel if you don't That guy will literally punish you and feed you to the ground.
He's got the stiff arms. He got that famous
dude. He will make you.
I think that's going to come into play. It would be so great. I mean, I'm picking Tennessee to win too. I think Tennessee will win by at least 14-17 maybe.
Damn.
No. I'm saying they'll win by at least 14-17 points, not the score 14-17.
Yeah. No, that's still.
I think it'll be a convincing win, just because Baltimore's defense isn't as good as Titans defense. But we'll see. But I think a stiff arm from Derrick Henry is going to be one to help seal it.
And it's funny you say that because the game is also getting played in Nashville, right? Tennessee has a home advantage, and I really do think Tennessee wins this game. I don't think it's by quite as much as you predicted, which I do think it could very well be that, but I think Tennessee wins by 7 to 10 points in a narrowish victory. But I still think they control the game, they control the clock, and they just win on all three phases: special teams, defense, and offense. So King Henry's that guy. We all know that, and he will display that on Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
All right, Bears Saints. Who you think's taking it?
And I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. Who dat nation, man? I'm going with them because it's as simple as this: Sean Payton and Drew Brees have a chemistry like no other. They're not going to go in there after a 12-4 season and lose to Chicago with Mitchell Trubisky at the quarterback. It's just not going to happen. I think the Bears have a lot of upside. I think they're young. They have a lot of potential, and they're a few years away. But I think the New Orleans Saints are going to be too much for them to handle on Sunday afternoon, and I think they're going to show that on national television. I think the Saints win convincingly, 17 points.
Yeah, I'm going to be rooting for the Bears, but I think the Saints are going to win, unfortunately.
What's your prediction on the score?
Well, it's going to be at least we'll go Saints 31, Bears 14. It ain't going to be close. I hope it's close. I hope Bears win, but realistic here. I think the Saints will put up at least 30 points.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's 31-14.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see. And then Steelers-Browns, that's going to be a divisional matchup. It just played last week. It's going to be a good game. But I think I'm going to go – I'm going to have to take the Browns on this one.
Yes, sir.
I think they're going to be fired up. They're going to want this first playoff victory in a long, long time. Yep. I think that the Steelers will give them a run for the money, but I think they'll be it can either go two ways. They can be either too fired up and lose that way, or they can be fired up and it'll motivate them to win the game. Hoping it goes the other way.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. I think Cleveland Browns come in there fired up. I think they come in ready to roll. I think they give Pittsburgh everything they can handle. I think they shut down the slant game. I think they shut down the run game because Steelers don't have much of a run game to begin with. And I think Baker and Mayfield and them boys on that offense, I promise you, I think the Cleveland Browns make a statement on Sunday night. And I think the Cleveland Browns win by 10 points. Oh, yeah. I really do. I think it's going to be 31-21 type game.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. 28-17, maybe even.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people calling Cleveland or counting Cleveland out because Pittsburgh has the experience, but I think Pittsburgh's a fraud. I really do. I don't think they're all that.
I thought that since day one of the season.
Yes, sir.
They had an easy way, but we'll see what happens. It's the playoffs. This is the real season, and we'll have to see what happens this weekend, and we'll talk more on next week.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna wrap this up. Madison, glad to have you on board with the podcast, my man. And
thanks for having me,
obviously.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was a pleasure. It was honestly a pleasure. But hey, just remember, go Colts, baby. Bleed blue. Right. Run the damn ball. Jonathan Taylor, baby. Big Q. We got this, homie. We got this. We can pull off the upset. But thank you for having me on. It's a lot of fun.
You're going to be on every week now, so be ready to hear more of my boy Madison on the pod.
That's right. Hell yeah, man.
We will check in with you next week. We'll talk about this weekend, and then we'll talk about the weekend coming up, the divisional round. So, until next time, everybody, deuces.
Deuces. Let's go.